this is Miss Rozier, and I'm going to do a math lesson with you today. It's called Reading the Chart, All About Hair. We're still talking about DNA. It is lesson number 21, and it's from the middle grade band of the Unique Learning System. And so what we're going to do, as we always do, we go over our topic words, we read our um, math words, and we're going to continue. So we're going to learn all about graphs, pie graphs, and everything. So first, we're going to go over our topic words. So we're talking about DNA, and this time the topic words are traits. So we're going to be talking about the traits and what makes a person different from another person. Traits. And where do we get our DNA from? We get it from our parents. Yes. Now, our math words, since we're talking about graphs this time, a bar graph. A bar graph is a graph that uses columns made up of rectangles to record and show information. All right, we have chart. Okay, it's a system for getting information. You put it on a table or in a list. A chart. You see how they've collected information right here? Yes. And when we're collecting that, we call it gathering data or data. Facts about something that can be used to calculate or used for calculating. Gathering information. Okay? The probability is a measure of how often an event will happen. How often will it happen? How often will the sun come up? Every day. Yes. The next one is population. A number of people living in an area. Country, population. What city? Population. When we're gathering data, sometimes we take it in the form of a survey. Using tally marks. Pie graph, a circular chart that is divided into pie pieces to represent a quality or quantity. Pie graph. Information is knowledge obtained by an investigation. Investigation meaning asking questions. What is your favorite color? All right. What is your favorite show? What is your favorite ice cream? Group. A number of objects or people considered as a group. Number of objects or people considered as a group, as a unit. The next word is average. Total of numbers divided by the number of numbers. Total number divided by the numbers. Like you have the numbers here, 1, 2, and 3. You have 3 numbers, so those 3 numbers will be divided by 3. You add these up, and then it'll be divided by 3. So it'll be the total of these numbers divided by 3. And we're going to do that more in our lesson. And that's also called a mean, which is the average of a set of numbers. Okay, do we have a graph? A graph is a diagram that shows or that compares one variable to another. One or more variables. And median is you arrange the numbers, a set of numbers from least to the greatest or the smallest to the largest, and then you get the number that is in the middle. See, you have these numbers 1, 3, and 3. And you have number 1 as being the smallest, and you have 3 and 3. But since you have 1, 2, 3 numbers are odd number, you pick the number. Now we're also going to learn that we had a 4th number here. We will pick these 2 numbers in the middle. Okay. All righty. So that's what we're going to learn. We're going to learn all about graphing, probability, okay, and mean and averaging numbers. and selecting a number, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to read a graph, all right? I'm going to get smaller, and we're going to read this graph. Now, on a graph, when you make a graph, you have to have a title and you have to have a key to tell people what this means. What does this mean? All righty, so we have the brown. So let's go to the title of it. Number of students with different colored hair. Always, always, always have a title for your table or a title for your graph. A number of students with different color hair. All righty, so, and then we have our key. All of this right here, we have a key. We have the brown for brown, black for black, blonde is yellow, and red, of course, is red. So just look at it. So just looking at this, we know that there are a lot of what? People with brown hair. All righty. And there's not that many people with red hair as brown hair. All righty. So let's just look at that. So how many people have red hair? 33. How many people brown hair? 261. And how many people black hair? 84. How many people blonde hair? 110. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so we looked at our graph, and now we're going to answer some questions. So how many students in the school have brown hair? How many have brown hair? Huh? 261. Okay, good. And do more students have red hair or black hair? Let's look at it. We can look at our number. The number for red is 33. The number for black is 84. Okay, so, but you could also look at the graph or look at the amount of piece, how large the piece is. So we have a small piece for red, which is 33, and a larger piece for black, which is 84. So do more students have red hair or black hair? So more students have what? Black hair. So do more students have red hair or black hair? Between these two only, because we are comparing. We're not comparing the brown, we're comparing the red one and the black one. So how many do more students have red hair or do more students have black hair? We're going to say what? Black hair. Oh, didn't type for me. Black hair. Okay, so we're just going to keep going with that. So that's how that goes. And then how many students in the school have blonde hair? So let's look, what is that? That says blonde. So we look for the yellow area. That's how we use the key. The yellow area. And it says blonde 110. So that's how many students have blonde hair. We have 110. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Now, this is called, right here, this is called a pie graph because it's shaped like a pie and we cut pieces like a pie. So this is called a pie graph, and it still shows which has more, which has less. All right, so let's continue. What color hair do the least amount of students have? The least, meaning the little bit. The least amount. Which one has the smallest piece? Least. It is red. Yes. I need to get in there one day. Okay. And then we would say, and remember when we answer our questions, we could say, the least amount of students with red hair is 33. The least amount of students have red hair. We can put it in a complete sentence. The least amount of students have red hair. Let's put the word hair there, okay? That's when we answer a question completely. Okay? It's not letting me type anymore. I don't know why not. Nope, it's not letting me type anymore. But that's how we answer questions like this. We will answer them completely. So what color do the most amount of students have? Okay, the most amount. So which part of the pie graph has the most color field or field with the most color? Which color do you see most in the pie graph? Which color do you see most? It's taking up all of it. Okay, it's a big portion of it is brown. So what color do the most amount of students have? And that color is brown because that's the biggest piece in the pie, brown. And how do we answer that question completely? The most students, the most amount of students have brown hair. The most amount of students have brown hair. Or most of the students have brown hair. Okay? All right, let's continue. All right, so we're going to, it says, what color hair do you have? All right, so this is called taking a survey. We're going to make a bar graph. Now, making a bar graph, you have to label your columns. Label your columns. So you have each column, you have a brown, black, blonde, red, and other. That could be gray, green, any other color. So you have to label your X's and your Y's, okay? You're going to have one side that has the numbers up there. Now we're just only using one. So each block is one. So you get right here, you have 5. We're just going to say we have 5 people out of 15 people have brown hair, okay? So when we finish, all of this should equal to, we'll say 10. All righty. So we have 5 people that have brown hair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So how many people are going to have black hair? We'll say 2. We'll bring this down. We'll say one person has blonde. Okay. One person has red. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll bring that down here. All righty. So we have 5 people have brown hair, 2 people black, one person has blonde hair, and one person has red hair, and another person has gray hair. All right, so that's how we make it. We label our columns, and then we put the number on the rows that tells how many people have that color hair or for that column. All righty, so let's continue. Good job. You all are doing an awesome, awesome job. All right, so according to what we have, we're going to say, we said how many people have black hair? So which had more? Was it black? Was it brown, black, blonde, red, or other? It was black. Okay, and that's how that is done. So that's when you take a survey of how many people. You can just get your group. That's your group. Get your group and how many people you're going to ask. You can say, I'm going to ask 20 people. So you get your group and you just walk around, take a survey, or you walk around looking at people. That means you're investigating, you're collecting your data, you're collecting your information. You see the people in your classroom. You say, okay, they have brown hair, black hair, blue shoes. How many people have on a brown shirt today? That's the way and that's the group. The people that have on brown shirts would be a group. All right, so which one has less? Now we had 3 people that had less, so we could just select one. Let's just say other. Were any the same? Yes, we did have some the same. It was blonde, red, and other had the same because they all only had what? One. And what was the highest number? What did we say it was? We said it was what? 5. Which was your favorite? My favorite was, let me see, that has to move up there too. My favorite was what? I think I like other. Okay, let's move on. Good job. All right, so now we're getting to finding the mean and median. Now, the mean was the average of all of the numbers. It says mean is the average of the chart. So that means you add all of these numbers together, and this is your number. Is you have to add 112 plus 656 plus 313 plus 422 plus 287 equals 1,790. So that's our number. That's our total. Then step 2, it says there are 5 items on the chart. So we're going to divide these items, this number 1,790 by 5. So when we put that in our calculator, we're going to put 1,790 divided by 5 equals 358. So that's what the total is. That's the average. So we need to round to the nearest number because it was a point something when they did it. And they rounded to the nearest number. Now remember your rules for rounding. 4 or less, the number stays the same. 5 or above, then you add 1. Okay? So 358 is the mean, the average number of haircuts done at the hair salon in a week. So that's what that was. Haircuts at hair salons in a week. We didn't read our title for our chart. So make sure we always pay attention to your title so you know how to write your results. Very good. Let's keep going. All righty, now, so it says we were finding the mean and the median. The mean was the average of all of the numbers total and then divided by that number of numbers. So the median is the number that is in the middle of the data set. Find the median. So step 1, this is what we do. We write the numbers in order from smallest to largest. We have 112, 287, 313, 422, 656. Now we've all lined them up. We put them in order. We put them in numerical order, starting with the 100 first, okay? So now to find the number in the middle, we're going to start at 112 and cross it out. We cross that one out. And then we're going to go from end to end until we end up with 1 in the middle. So we cross 112 out, cross that one out. Then we go to the end. We're going to cross out 656. Then we're going to come back and cross out 287. Then we're going to come back and cross out 422. And then the number that will be left is 313, like it has down here. So circle the number that is left, and 313 is the median. All right? That's the median. Okay, now we're going to go on. And now, so we're talking about haircuts at hair salon in a week. So we have clip and snip. That's the hair. These are the names of the hair salons. So clip and snip, they cut 321 haircuts. Hair Design Studio, 433 haircuts. The Quick Snip Salon, 518 haircuts. Hair Creations Inc., 164 haircuts. The Soft Curl Salon, 747. Now, are they in order? No, because you have a 3 here and a 1 there, so we have to put them in order. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to click. So which one will be first? Now, we're starting from the least to the most, or the smallest to the largest number in numerical order. So when we are counting, we start counting what? 0 and our digits. 0, 1. So Do we have any zeros? We don't have any zeros. Do we have, or anything that's less than 100? So do we have one? Anything, all of these in the same place. So everything is in the hundreds. So what's the next one? After zero, what number? One. So we have this one here. So we can drag this number one right here. And then what's next? Do we have any 200s? We don't have any 200s. Do we have any 300s? Yes, we have 300. So let's click on that box. And what number would that be? We have one, so that will be what? Two. Yes. Righty. So do we have any 400s? Yes, we do. Let's click on that one. What number would that one be? Three, four, or five? So we already have one, two. So this one would be what? Three. Very good. Okay. So we have four. Do we have anything in fives? Yes. So what would number five be? What would 518 haircuts be? Four. Very good. And then, got to put it in there because it'll. Okay. And then the next one is 747. We didn't have any 600s, but we have 700s. 747 haircuts. So we put number five and five. All righty. So let me use my other thing. Okay, me get out the way. All righty, so we are here, and it says, I'm gonna make it a little bigger so I can see it, guys. This thing can get a little small for me sometimes. All righty, so the haircut, so we already did those. So that's what we had done. Let's see, let's go to this one. And that one. Okay, and that one. All righty, so now we have to put it in order. So what you're going to do, you're going to take the information from the previous chart and you're going to plug it in here. Okay, so let me move this one away. So the first one we said number one was 164. So we put that in 164. 164. Okay, so we go to the next one. That one was number two is 321. Okay, so that one is 321. Okay, and then the next one is after two, we have three. What is it? 433. Okay, 433. Then the next one, after number three, we have number four. What number is that, guys? Come on, let's read it. 518. Yes, you all are getting it. 518. So what are the digits? 5, 1, and 8. Yes. And then we have what? Okay. What's next after that one? Number 5, 747. Okay, put that one in, 747. All righty, so now we're going to have to add those. All right, let's get our calculator. We're going to turn it on. We'll put in 164 plus 321 plus 4333 plus 518 plus 747 equals, okay? So we have 2,100, let's keep going, 83. Okay, we got 2,183. So how many numbers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, we're going backwards, so we have to work with the total first, and that goes first. We'll see. All right, so we have 2. 183. It's just binging at me. I guess I moved too slow. Divided by how many numbers? 5. Let's put the 5 in there. All righty. So now that's what we're going to do. We're going to put in 2, put closer to me, 183 divided by 5 equals 436.6. 6.6. That's what it is. I get it together. All right, so we have to round it up. We have 436.6. So since we have 436.6, there we go. We have to do something with that last number, that decimal point. So it is above 5, so it's going to be 437. All right, let me see how it's going to work. See if it's going to work for me this time. Let's see. We're going to put 436. Point, would they let us do it? 0.6. Okay, we put it all in there. So that's our answer. Now we have to round it up. Let's see. 4. It's going to beep on me until I put all the numbers in. 437. There you go. So don't get discouraged when you hear bang, 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 and bonging at you. Just go ahead on and keep on working and put it in. It'll work for you. Very good. All righty. So you all have that. That's awesome. So we write the number. So now we have these numbers right here. And we're going to put them in order and find the median. And what is the median? It's the one in the middle. What's the one? The one in the middle. The answer is the one in the middle, okay? In the middle. Now, you got to put them in order from least to most, or smallest to the largest. All right, so our first one, and it's pretty much already done for us because we did it already. So we're going to do that right here. We're going to put our numbers in. So first one is 164. See, don't let it discourage you. Don't let it discourage you because it's going to bing at you. It's going to bing. See, just put it in. The next one is 321. And then the next one is 433. Don't get discouraged. No, just keep on. It's going to keep on binging and bonging at you, but just keep on going. Look at all that music. That's music. Music to my ears. That means that we are doing something that we are supposed to be doing. That's what that is. That's called learning. That's called learning. All right, now remember our steps. We've already put them in order, numerical order from the smallest to the largest. Now we have to cross out. Remember, we go from end to end. When I say from end to end, we're going to start with the first one, and then we're going to go to the last one. Crossing out. We're going to go to the next first one, the first one that's left, and then we're going to go to the next last one. Keep on until we end up with one number in the middle. And what's that number? 433. So our median is 433. Look at that. But look at our average. So our median and our average is pretty much very close this time. It may not always happen this way. So circle the number that's left. So the median is 433. Good job. You all are so smart. All righty. So now we're talking about probability. Now, probability is the likelihood or whether something will happen or not. That's the probability, okay, whether something will happen. That's the likelihood of something happening. So we're going to answer some of these questions, and I want you to think about it. Think about it. All righty? Now, I love water. So the probability of me getting water, a drink of water, is very high because I will get some water. Okay, I will get water. Very good. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about these things. Now I know that it might be kind of difficult, but That's okay. We're learning because you are unique learners. So it measures how often an event will happen. All right, so will all of the hair salons do exactly the same amount of haircuts in a week? Is that likely, unlikely, or impossible? That is the same. It says all of them do the same thing. I would say that would be impossible. So it could be unlikely or impossible. I would say it says exactly the same. Now, when you see words like all and exactly, that's pretty much impossible. That's what I would say. That's impossible because you don't know that. You don't know that. No one has any control over what kind of hair, so they'll do the same amount of haircuts. You don't. That's it exactly. That means that all of them will have to do 10 haircuts. That's impossible. All right. Will all of the hair salons do at least 75 haircuts in a week? They said at least. So that's a variable. At least. Hmm. At least, meaning everybody should do, 75 or more. Everybody should at least have 75. So is that likely or unlikely? What is the probability? It might be likely. It might be likely. It depends on where they are. Then that's it. Now hold on. That's that word again. All. Will all of them do? So that changes that for me. That would be unlikely. That would be unlikely that all of them would do 75. That's almost like saying all of them would do 75, like I just said. But that's unlikely. That rarely. No, that would not happen. Rarely is another word than when you use probability. Will all of the hair salons do at least 300 haircuts in a week? Oh, is that likely? Would that happen? It depends. So it depends. Hmm. It depends. If they're doing, you're talking about a week, that's 5 days, 5 days in a week. If they're working on Saturday, that's probably, I would say that would be likely. That's likely to happen. If you depend on how many people you have in there cutting hair and all of that. And it says all of the hair salons lose at least 300 a week. 300 a week. Okay. Is that likely? 300? 300. Let's think about this now. 300. Will all of them, will all of the hair salons do at least 300 in a week? 300. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, if you have 10 barbers and they did 30 haircuts a week, that's likely. You probably could do that. I would have never thought that 300 haircuts would be done in a barber shop myself or salon. I would have never thought it, but I don't sit in there. But they do have a lot of people working and a lot of people coming in a week altogether. Yep, for the store. That's likely. I would think it's likely. Some people may say unlikely. That's the reason why we say probability. You have to measure it. Probably, maybe, some, one of those things. Well, maybe I can do it, maybe not. All right, so that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun. So let's see. Now here's a double bar graph. All right, here's a double bar graph. And that means that you're comparing two groups together. So you have two bars. And what is it? It says the favorite hairstyle. You have boys and girls. And this is what a double bar look like. All righty. So you have which one has the most? What was the favorite hairstyle of all the boys and girls? The short hair. Meaning the boys like their short hair over the girls. Girls like what? What do the girls like most? The girls like long hair. All righty. Very good. All right, so now we're comparing two groups together, boys and girls with curly, straight, short, or long hair. We're talking about their favorite hair. All right, so we're going to do one question here. It says, what is the total number of students who voted for the curly hairstyle? total number. Now, when we talk about the total number, that means that you have to add both columns. So that's 2 plus 4. And what was that number? That number is 6. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to do the rest of the number 1, and you're going to do number 3. But I just want to tell you that when you have total, when you have a double bar, oh, excuse me, have a double bar, and they say total, they're talking about both bars. All right, not just one, both bars. All righty. You all are so, so smart. Okay. And that is how we're done. And then let's do this last one because it's an overall question. It says, based on this data, will more boys or girls grow their hair out? All right, now let's think about that. Growing your hair out means it has to be long. Boys like to cut their hair. They like to have theirs short. Girls want theirs long, so it has to grow out. So who would it be? It would be the girls. All right, now make sure you play this again so you'll understand reading bar graphs, pie graphs, and the probability. The probability is pretty much what will happen. Okay, so you all have done an awesome job. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for learning with me and talking about reading the graph. And as always, keep reading and keep learning because you all are unique learners. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye for now.